Okay, so I am getting ready to have my breakfast, but I just want to talk about work stuff for a minute. Have a boss that reassures you of how well you're doing and let others grow your confidence. So last night I was like, "Hey, do you have a minute? I have a couple of concerns I want to talk about." Learn to communicate at work. Nobody can read anybody's mind, and it's important to communicate. Something that I have learned to do more of in my work situations. I tend to be somebody who just does my work, minds my business, just concentrating on my work, and not really someone who feels I need to talk a lot, especially in the cleaning company, because you're usually a lot of times having jobs that you're working by yourself. You're told what needs to be done and you're working by yourself. But make sure you keep the lines of communication open, and that's something that I have learned. So I just, before any issue started, anything at all, I said to my boss, "Can we talk a minute? I don't want to, this is not a complaint. I just want to communicate, and I like to problem solve, basically, to come up with solutions." That's how I am. I didn't say that, but I'm like, "Can we just talk a minute?" And I have a lot of good people I'm working with. And this boss was like, "Yeah, what's up?" And so we were talking, and he's like, "Melissa, so many people like you here." He's like, "You have so many people who like you. Your customers actually love you." And so we talked about these concerns in that context. So this is a context of your boss reassuring you that you have a job, and any concern that comes up, we can talk about it. You don't have to, you can come to me. So many people in life, you try to talk to them. And I was just talking about domestic abuse, like with my husband, and you go to, I'm trying to go to his father to talk to him about, his son's anger, and he just shuts you down. He doesn't want to hear it. Because in his eyes, his son can do no wrong, and because if he did, it's a reflection of his fathering. So you want people around who lift you up. I had some customers last night that are like, "You are so sweet." And even my boss is like, "You are just so sweet. We love, basically we like you over here." And I'm like, "Well, you haven't seen the other side of me yet." And to be able to kid around and have humor, and it's really healthy to have a boss who builds your confidence, reassures you that everything's good, actually comes out and tells you, "We like you." I had customers who were like, "We love your smile. You're going to do great here." That's the type of system you want in a workplace. You don't want a system where there's negativity. And I had expressed there were a couple people who were being I felt some negativity, and I wanted to get that taken care of right away. And you want people around you who are positive. You don't want people around you like looking at every little mistake that you make. You don't want that. And so I had a couple things where this one woman just looking at all my flaws, and I said, "Hey," I said, "I don't really want to be this person who's going to give it back here, because I will give it back. I will. I haven't said much, but I will give it back if I need to." So I said, "I don't really want to do that. I don't, I usually do not like, I'm not someone who likes drama. I'm not someone who, this is who I am. I'm not someone who likes drama. I like to get along with everybody. But if I have to defend myself and fight, there's no question I will for myself. I will stand up for myself, because too many people in life can walk on you." And so there was a little negativity, and I said, "So the solution is what? What would be the solution?" And we talked about different options where there's different solutions. So healthy. And I said, "Look, when I do make mistakes, you're going to have to give me room to fail. You need to give me some room to make mistakes. I know myself. I'm centered. This is how I operate. This is how I learn things. I kind of come from like a big picture, and then I'll go down to details." And a lot of companies do have the buffer to allow their employees to make mistakes, because they can afford it. And some companies can't, but some companies can. And I said, not that I will be making big mistakes, but if I do make mistakes, I need you to let me make mistakes. Get me out there more, get me in, get me more tables, let me make more mistakes as part of, my continued training. I'm still learning. Let me fail. And that's important in a job, to be allowed to fail, be allowed to not feel like, oh, I can't make a mistake. The more you fail, I'm like, the more I fail, the more busier I am. And the more I fail, the stronger I'm going to be, and the more I'm going to be learning from my mistakes. So let me fail. And that's kind of the mentality you want in life. That's what you want. Let me fail. Let me make mistakes. Obviously, you don't want to make like too big of mistakes in life, but you don't want to be micromanaged. You want to be learning. It's all about learning in life. It's all about bettering yourself, being successful, and wanting that success for yourself. And it's about, how am I going to get it? What's the best way I'm going to get it? Throw yourself out there sometimes to the wolf, and you will learn. You will learn. So I'm someone who asks a lot of questions all the time. I can depend on people sometimes a little bit too much, and I need to be careful that I don't expect too much sometimes from others. But yeah, know yourself well and know who lifts you up, know what kind of system helps you in your work. So I'm the type of person, if someone's helpful, that helps me. So I had somebody last night teaching me some more stuff, and he was very patient and very kind. And he actually said he had learned it from training dogs, because he had learned, like, dogs, they need a lot of repetition, a lot. And so he took that when he trains people, and he uses the same system of just, repetition. And yeah, be around people who are helpful, people who bring you down even at work, and they just want to, whether they're jealous of you or whether they're just a negative person in general. And don't feel you have to listen to them. Feel that you can always go to somebody else. If you can't, you should be able to go higher up. So yeah, make sure you have a boss who's mature and old enough to deal with stuff, and be able to lift up his employees. I think somebody who can lift up and build up their employees and encourage them, tell them they're doing awesome. Like last night, he's like, "You're doing awesome here." At the end of the night, "You did an awesome job," he said tonight. So, I had made really good chips. I can make $50 off a table. And then he actually the other day said, "Can you? I have some stuff here. Can you promote it?" And he goes, "Do two of them for me," and I actually did three. So be good at whatever you do. So that's what I got for you, and don't be afraid to problem solve, because that's what we should be doing in life. It's not complaining, it's problem solving.